It's a great privilege to be invited to review RTR products from the major manufacturers. And almost without exception, these are outstanding, particularly the latest ones. And then something comes along like this, which is truly outstanding. Hornby's rendition of the 1937 Streamlined Coronation train introduced by Sir Nigel Gresley and his team, powered by A4s. I've been given just 6 of the cars. It was 8 in the winter, 9 in the summer with the observation car. So what I've decided to do in this little presentation is replicate, to some extent, Mallard's record-breaking run on July the 3rd, 1938, when she smashed the world speed record for steam traction and will keep it forever. And so, what better place to run this train through than my little Bidem? I looked at the established works on LNER coaches, drawings, photographs, documents, and this train is absolutely incredible. I think it's the finest example of RTR rolling stock in 00 I've ever seen. So, let's see it in action. And here she is on that memorable day, July the 3rd, 1938, flashing through Little Bidem, Duddington at the regulator, Bray wielding his shovel, and Jenkins inspecting. Here, in this still, obviously to try and replicate that 1938 epic day, we need the dynamometer car, in this case an equally splendid model by Rapido, and, of course, the perfect locomotive, the A4 by Hornby, Mallard itself. And this is an excellent example of mixing manufacturers' products. Years and years ago, there used to be product loyalty. In fact, there was product incompatibility. You couldn't run, say, Hornby 003 rail with Triang. But this is a perfect combination. I try to get the speed as near as 126. Well, actually 123 through Little Bidem. So if you think it's a bit fast or even a bit slow, my apologies. But the whole rake rides superbly. This is really exciting stuff. You can keep your bucolic branch lines, I think they're lovely, but this is what railway modelling really is to me. The cars are absolutely beautifully finished in the exquisite Marlborough blue and garter blue. Garter blue replicated on the A4s. That chap really should stand back. On the day, local inhabitants of Little Bidem, sadly now deceased, told me they were showered with cinders. I'm not surprised. So let's have a look at the train. Mallard herself, the dynamometer car, strictly speaking, this is in post-war guise, but we'll let it go. And then the twin third open, kitchen open, then the twin first open, and then brake third, open third. And on the back, which is a clip-on extra, the Coronation N board. These cars are lit as well. And what's really exciting, I think it is exciting, is each car carries a capacitor, which means that even if you have a slight interruption to the current, then the lights still stay on. Now, they're not really visible in daylight, but I can tell you that full accurate interiors are there. So how does it go round curves? The Coronation never went round train set curves, but this is a most ingenious articulation. There's a peg, and it slots into the adjacent coach, and if you look in the floor pan, there's a V. I think these are called kinematic, or kinematic, I can't quite remember, which means that the coaches are coupled together closely on the straights, and on the curves they extend via that peg that fits into that shallow V. It's most ingenious. These trains have been called trains of great thought. Well, I think the designer here has exercised great thought. It really does work. Attention to detail. Here we've got the cars coupled together, the articulation, and you can see the infill, which works really well. We see here the 10-foot bogie, heavy-duty bogie, which was underneath the catering cars. And with great attention to detail, here are the open cars with the correct 8'6" heavy-duty bogie. There is a real intimacy here. Remember, these are designed to go round train set curves, and that distance, as you can see here, is just about to scale. So, it's all right on the East Coast Main Line, but not everybody has a model railway with East Coast Main Line scale curves. So how do these cars do on something a lot tighter? Well, I'm very lucky in that I have a second train set in the form of the Midland and Great Northern section, east to west, and that has some very, very tight curves. I think second radius in part, certainly third radius. And look at this. They're going across it. These are set track points, a couple of them, perfectly. Now you saw a D9, a heavy D9 pulling the rake. So here we have a much lighter D2, London Road D2. And you can see how the articulation works perfectly. There are extra couplings which will allow even greater intimacy, magnetic couplings, but I just left the tension locks. And on tight reverse curves, not the slightest problem in running. If you look really closely, you can see the lights in these cars. Did the Coronation ever run through Bourne? Never, even in a parallel universe. And here we are, at the end. I really can't praise these carriages highly enough. I think they're fantastic. A brave move by Hornby, because you can't really buy just one pair. You can have 6 like this, but you really need 8, so save up. It's tremendous. Thank you.